Burlington Northern was created in 1970 with the merger of the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy, the Great Northern, the Northern Pacific, and the Spokane, Portland, and Seattle. The St. Louis and San Francisco was added to the system in 1980. The 1970 merger was actually the fourth attempt to combine the railroads. At the dawn of the 20th century, the railroad tycoon James J. Hill established the Northern Securities Company as a trust controlling the roads. In 1902, the trust was sued for violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act. The case went all the way to the Supreme Court, which ruled against the Northern Securities and prevented a merger. The roads continued to be closely aligned, however, and two more merger attempts failed in 1927 and 1955. The Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway was originally chartered in 1859. By the second decade of the 20th century, the railroad had grown into a far-flung system that reached from Chicago to Southern California and Texas. The railroad became famous for hauling Hollywood celebrities aboard its fleet of transcontinental passenger trains, and to this day, an F unit in the Santa Fe's Warbonnet scheme is among the most iconic images in railroading. As the UP pursued mergers with the Chicago and Northwestern and the Southern Pacific in the 1990s, the Santa Fe and the Burlington Northern countered with a merger plan of their own. This would result in just two mega systems serving the western U.S. Parent company Burlington Northern Santa Fe Corporation was incorporated in 1993 to bring about the merger. The merger plans were officially announced on June 30th, 1994, and shareholders approved the merger the following February. This merger found favor with the ICC, which gave final approval on August 23, 1995, less than a month before Union Pacific announced its own merger with Southern Pacific. The parent companies of both railroads were acquired by the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Corporation on September 22, 1995. Then on December 31, 1996, the Santa Fe was merged into the Burlington Northern, which was then renamed the Burlington Northern and Santa Fe Railway Company. Once the BNSF merger took effect, the first visible sign was the intermingling of the locomotive fleet. A Santa Fe Jeep leads local number 445 out of Centralia as it begins its run to Paducah on the one-time Burlington line through the southern Illinois coalfields. A C30-7 in the Kodachrome paint scheme of the SPSF merger has lasted into the BNSF era. The first locomotive painted in a new BNSF scheme turned out to be a one-off. SD70 Mac number 9647 emerged in an attempt to cross the Warbonnet scheme with the Grinstein Green of the late BN era. Nicknamed the Vomit Bonnet, the experiment was not repeated. Existing orders continued to be delivered in both BN and Santa Fe colors with BNSF lettering. Without a settled image for the merged railroad, early repaints simply substituted lettering. The initial BNSF scheme settled upon colors reminiscent of the Great Northern. Recalling the old GN mascot Rocky the Mountain Goat, the new General Electric locomotives delivered in the new scheme quickly earned the nickname Goat Boats. A surprising number of first-generation EMD locomotives survived through the end of the 90s on the BNSF, including these SD9s working the former Burlington yard at Galesburg.